pounding as I landed on the other side of the wall, and I didn't look back once at the mansion as I ran away. When I was far enough, I collapsed on a park bench. Oh my God, I did it! I'm free! I am never, ever going back. This is the life! Sleeping under the starry sky, breathing in the crisp night air. Ah! I leapt up in panic and saw a rat scurrying across the bench. Ew! Okay, I don't have to be out here forever. Just a few days, enough to scare my parents. Now I just need to find a decent place to sleep. Ah! I fell on my butt as a white thing came zooming towards me, only to realize it was a flying paper bag. I nervously laughed and got up, but everything around me was beginning to feel sinister. Maybe Mom and Dad have been punished enough. They'll be pooping their pants by now. And suddenly, I had a strong feeling that I was being followed. I abruptly turned around to find nothing, but then I saw a huge shadow in the alley. And my blood ran cold. I started running like crazy and was crossing the street when I tripped and landed hard on the ground. As I turned over, I froze upon seeing a tall, cloaked figure towering over me with no face. The creature bent down closer to me, then drew a long breath. The creature recoiled and stepped back, and just then, I heard a heavy bike roaring down the road, coming straight at me. I clamped my eyes shut and kept screaming till I felt someone shaking my shoulders.
Marion, you're fine. For the love of God, shut up!
I stared at the familiar face in shock. Jake? Jake? Oh my God, hold me. I've had the worst night.
Let's get you home, and you can tell me all about it.
Can you just hold me for 2 freaking seconds? I need to be held right now. As Jake hugged me, I looked around to see the faceless creature was gone. Hi, my name is Marion, and I know y'all have a lot of questions. Like, how come she's so pretty? And what's the deal with her unique eyes? And who does her amazing hair? Okay, maybe you also have some questions about what just happened. They'll all get answered if you stick around for my story. And please like and subscribe. About my eyes and hair, I wasn't born like this. You see, when I was 5, I was vacationing in the Swiss Alps with my parents when one day I woke up with streaks of white running through my dark hair. And I'd also developed heterochromia. My parents, who were big worrywarts, really freaked out. They had me examined by every doctor in the world, but no one could figure out the reason. What was even funnier was that every time my parents dyed my hair, it turned back white overnight, which drove them crazy, but I secretly loved it. It's like my hair was rebelling long before I started. My dad was a rich politician, and over the course of his career, he kept going after big criminals and making enemies. So my parents were always super paranoid about my safety, and I had a security team on my tail all the time. Can you guys please move away from the bathroom door? You don't need to hear all the sounds my butt makes. Let me poop in peace. For the last time, the poor lunch lady is not trying to kill me. Oh, for crying out loud, he was just giving me a box of chocolates, not a bomb. Your security team is ruining my life. No boy at college will even look at me now. Do you want me to be single and loveless forever?
Sounds good to me.
He's kidding, honey. But it's so hard to trust new people. You know, Jake is back in town after becoming the state's youngest police detective.
You mean your best friend's son and my ex, Jake? Are you serious, Mom?
It could be different this time. You haven't seen him in 4 years.
Hasn't been long enough. Jake was 3 years older than me, and we'd known each other since we were kids. We dated for a few months when I was 16, but we were completely wrong for each other. And saying it hadn't ended well was an understatement.
Marion, have you heard a word I said?
Yeah, no.
We're hosting a banquet at our place this weekend, at the end of which I'll be announcing that I'm running for president.
The president of what?
The country, of course.
What? Are you kidding me?
Listen, I know my political career places. I'll be announcing that I'm running for president.
The president of what?
The country, of course.
What? Are you kidding me?
Listen, I know my political career places restrictions on your life, but we have to look at the big picture here.
Which is what, Dad?
The chance to do good. I have the power to make change, and with great power comes great—
Oh my God, don't finish that sentence. You're not Spider-Man or some other superhero with a cliched line. You're my dad, but all your life you've put your career first.
That's not fair.
I don't care, because all I know is you're making me miserable. Of course, nothing was gonna change Dad's mind, so the least I could do was sulk and reject all his peace offerings. And on the evening of the banquet, I pretended I was having the worst period cramps anyone woman had ever experienced, pulled out my running away plans, and then used this opportunity while everyone was busy to escape. And well, you know the rest about what happened that night.
What were you thinking, running away like that?
And what do you mean there was a faceless creature, and he sniffed you?
I do smell very nice, and I don't know if it was a he or a she or they.
It looked like a tall man. He ran away as I came towards you on my bike. I would have followed him, but you were screaming like you'd been stabbed. Now, can you describe the creature?
How? I'm telling you, no face, nada. There was a black hole instead.
Maybe he was just wearing some mask? You do have an overactive imagination. Weren't you always writing some dumb horror novel?
I'm not making this up.
Oh God, he could be someone from one of the mafia gangs I busted recently. Maybe he's been stalking you and followed you from the mansion when you ran away. We'll just have to amp up security.
You mean besides the 8 morons who follow me around all day already?
With all due respect, sir, I think we need a more qualified personal bodyguard. I can interview some candidates for you.
That would be wonderful, Jake.
Hey, no one's choosing a personal bodyguard for me without my approval.
Okay, Your Highness, I'll bring the candidates here and you can interview them with me. If there's nothing else, I'll get going now.
Why don't you see Jake out, honey?
He's a detective. He'll find his way.
Marion!
All right. As I walked with Jake to the main door, I couldn't help giving him a side glance. He was cuter than I remembered, even though I wasn't a huge fan of the unshaven look, and I wish he'd tuck his shirt in.
If you want to check me out, just say so. I'll let you do it without hurting your eyes so much.
As if. I was just wondering why you're aging so badly.
Can't say the same for you. You're definitely prettier now.
I could feel my face going red.
But your annoying personality totally ruins it.
What were you doing out there tonight anyway?
Your mother panic called me after they found out you'd run away. I knew you couldn't have gone too far on foot, so I was scouting the area. You still haven't thanked me, by the way.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. I'm glad you're all right.
Suddenly, his hand was on my arm, and he was leaning in closer, and he was looking at my lips. I felt kind of lightheaded and...
Got it. You had a leaf in your hair. Wait, you didn't think I was gonna kiss you, did you?
Ew, barf, puke. Why would you even say that?
'Cause you're pouting?
It's the face I make when I'm disgusted, which I am with you so close to me.
Good, we're on the same page then. I gotta go. I'm late for a date.
Ugh, of course he had a date. It was just me who was gonna die loveless and alone.
Oh, wow. I've forgotten how good your chefs are.
There's ketchup on your shirt and mustard on your face. Can we just start the interviews? Nope, too old. His reaction time is probably slower than mine. Nope, too chatty. He'll chew my ear off all day. Did you see his long nose hair? Ew, Jake, ew. What kind of self-respecting bodyguard wears bright pink socks? His tie was crooked, and so were his teeth.
You're just finding stupid reasons to reject everyone. My team took 3 days to compile this list.
Look, this person has to spend every waking moment with me, and it has to be someone I'm comfortable with. Next! As the door opened and I looked up, my jaw dropped to the floor. The guy who'd walked in was tall, dark, handsome, and then some. He had skin like marble, cheekbones you could grate cheese on, and intense blue eyes that pierced my soul. He was immaculately dressed, and you could tell through his clothes that he was ripped.
Your name is Magnus, right? Your references seem, excellent. Yes, very good.
He's hired.
What? The interview isn't over. It's not even started.
Excellent references, right? That's all I need to know. You're hired, Magnet.
His name is Magnus.
I know. I'm not stupid. So you can start tomorrow, yes?
I certainly can, Miss Marion.
Oh my God, that voice. I was melting like butter on warm toast. Welcome to our home.
After I've run a background check and consulted with Miss Marion's parents, Magnus will be in touch.
As Magnus nodded and turned to leave, Jake suddenly grabbed an apple from the table and shot it straight at him. Seconds before it was about to hit the back of his head, Magnus turned around and caught it with one hand. What was that?
Just checking his reflexes. Not bad.
Magnus smirked and tossed the apple to Jake before leaving, and I sat down in a daze.
You are unbelievable.
What? You were dying for me to hire one of your candidates, and I just did.
The only reason you hired him is because he's devastatingly handsome.
I always had a feeling you were gay and hiding it.
Marion, I don't have a good feeling about this guy. Something...
Fine.
What? No, it's not.
But I made you look. Jake's background check didn't reveal anything suspicious, so my parents were happy to have Magnus on board and had him settled into a room close to mine the next day. And I was ecstatic. I just had to work on acting cool around him and not make my giant crush super obvious. And when I walked into college with Magnus by my side, I could see how everyone was flipping out. Even my philosophy teacher was so distracted by his presence, she dropped water on her desk, sat on her glasses, and tripped over a wire.
Girl, you're so lucky your life is in danger. I'm so jealous right now.
I know. You're gonna make a move on him, right?
No! That is so inappropriate. The thought of overstepping boundaries with an employee would never even cross my mind. How do I look in this red dress?
It's not my job to have an opinion about your clothes, Miss Marion.
Okay, then. Oh gosh, the zip seems to be stuck. I'm not kidding. It's really not moving. How about a damsel in distress? As Magnus came closer and I felt his hand on my back, my heart started racing.
I'll call a store employee.
Why don't you order something too?
I don't eat or drink on the job.
But you're on the job all the time. By the way, does it bother your girlfriend that your work involves taking care of a pretty girl?
I don't have a girlfriend.
Oh, thank God. I mean, I'm glad because I have a knack for setting up people. No one specific in mind for you right now, but I could look into it. So, what kind of girls do you like?
The non-existent kind. The car's here, ma'am. Let's go.
Hi. I was just wondering if you'd do me a huge favor. See, I've been working on this horror novel for a few years now, and I'd love to get your opinion. I think it's great, actually. Okay, I don't want to oversell it, but I really like the first 10 chapters. No, wait, 5. The first 5 chapters are good. Okay, fine. The first 3 pages. All right. I love the title, and maybe the rest of it is all bad. It's years of work, and I'm terrified it's not good, and I just need someone to read it and tell me... So, did you start reading my book?
Yes, I actually finished it last night.
Wow, that was fast. What did you think of it?
It's not my job to have an opinion about anything except your safety, Miss Marion.
Ugh, this beautiful demigod was made of stone, and he couldn't be less interested in me. Later that night, I was sleeping deeply when I woke up to the smell of smoke. I ran towards my door, but I opened it to find huge flames sweeping across the hall. I screamed for help, but no one was around. I had no choice left but to jump out of my window. The flames were roaring in. I had to jump now.